welcome everybody. Today we want to talk about, first of all, Autumn, say hello.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Geography Degenerate. Like and subscribe. I have to keep telling people like and subscribe for more content. We have more cooler, exciting stuff coming up. Not that this is not cool and exciting, but today we're talking about something a little bit different that we just observed during fieldwork. We're sitting on the back of the game viewer truck just for fun. But yeah, so what we want to talk about is something we witnessed, and that was some interaction between two sable bulls the other day. So it's a bit of a story time, and I'm going to take it with story time, and then if I miss something, Adam's going to chime in. So the other day we were sitting having lunch, and all of a sudden we heard a ruckus in the bush. It sounds very ominous, but that's what it was. So we jumped in the truck, followed the noise very fast, and then we soon realized it was two sable bulls fighting, and you'll see what a sable bull looks like in a moment. I'll insert a picture, and then the ones also that were fighting. Couldn't get a good glimpse of them, so we followed them running down to like the water point, because that's kind of where the animals like to congregate. And when we got there, one was laying in the water, and I'll show that picture here in a second, and then one was kind of standing about 30 meters into the bush. We could see them, they were kind of looking at each other funny. We were watching them. One jumped out of the water. They ran into the bush, so we got out and kind of walked around looking for blood to see if it was injured. Couldn't find anything. As we're standing there, the two sable bulls come rushing through, and we have to jump out of the way, so I couldn't get it on video because, safety over clout. But anyways, you'll see this video, the next part, where you can hear them fighting. It's like the high-pitched screeching noise, which is the noise we initially heard. So, yeah, I'll insert that now. Okay, so now that you've kind of heard the noises, so that was them fighting in the bush, and we couldn't follow them in because that's not a smart move, because those horns will puncture you and kill you pretty easily. But what we want to talk about is a little bit of animal behavior. So sable bulls, well, like any other animal species really, males are always competing for, sorry for the wind, it's a cold day here today. Males are always competing for dominance and power. Makes sense, right? Males, every single species. Hint, hint. Anyways, so in the case of these two sable bulls, there are two of them on this farm, and they're both mature males. So that's competing for territory, females, all those things. So there's 3 females?
Yeah, 4.
There's 4 females and a baby. So the younger bull was the aggressor in the situation, and he was trying to, he's pushing this other one out of the herd, the small herd, but still pushing him out of the herd. And so it's super common for them to fight, and so territory, power, dominance, whatever. And for a few days before the fight, we noticed that there was one loner kind of walking around before we heard any fighting. So that was kind of an interesting observation, and the sable bull is okay. He did not die. We found him afterwards, and we'll show some videos of us going to track him with the drone to make sure he was okay. And then also in the following days, we went out on foot looking for him and any traces of like blood or injury. And then we found him a few days later, still in good health. Adam's going to talk a little bit more, because I'm not an expert in animal behavior, so he's going to talk a tiny bit more about the sable nature.
Okay, hello. Well, a sable antelope is just, it's an animal, it's a wild animal. It's going to act like any other antelope or animal. It's the same with lions, leopards, hippo, buffalo, kudu. That's most animals for you. But with the sable specifically is that the horn shape goes like this, and they can't lock horns and then get each other with the horns. They have to get on the back, they have to stand next to each other and then do this, so the horns can puncture the other one. But that is complicated for them because it's a weird position to get into in a fight, especially for sables. They're quite muscular, bulky antelope, so yes. And they don't just engage in a fight just for the fun of it. They usually fight over dominance for cows and territory, or they fight because they just want to be the bigger one, to get rid of the other one, or they want to be the bigger one, or they want to just be dominant. And what they do is they flap their ears and like this. If they flap them like that, it's a sign that they want to engage in a fight. And if they do not do that and they back away, because they all stare at each other first, they will warn each other. And if they notice that they are not backing off, neither of them, they will engage in the fight, and they will, yes, sometimes one dies, sometimes they do not. So luckily this time this one didn't die. But if they engage in a fight, it's usually fatal. Luckily this one was smart and got away. So but yes, they will warn each other before they fight, and if they see that they will fight, it can escalate, and it will be the same and the same and the same from then on out, because they won't be seen together again. And it's just how nature works, because they can grow up together, they can play with each other when they're young. It's just how nature works. But yes.
And the bravest.
And oh yeah, and they're considered one of the bravest antelope species on planet Earth, because you can actually find videos online of sable antelope like locking horns with a rhino or a buffalo, and that's even though they're much smaller than either of those two, they won't be afraid to stand up for themselves and to challenge them.
All right, and then the picture we have next is just showing that the loner is still good and he's still chilling, eating some grass. So I'll have that in there. Thanks for watching today's video. We'll have more soon, and then we have some exciting news coming within the next week or so. So stay tuned. Bye-bye.